everybody. Oh, yeah, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which you talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh, yeah, baby. And I'm your host, Patrick M. Dunn, as always, and I'm joined here by my right-hand woman, Kat Halstead, the student. Welcome. Welcome back, girl.
You're like so obsessed with me taking online classes.
I love it. You know what? It's like you're in your Golden Girls t-shirt, just sitting on your couch with your little cup of coffee next to you. Judy Blume teaches you writing. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Oh, I wish.
You're not going to take that master class, Judy Blume teaches writing?
Oh, it's been around for a while. I want to take it one day. I just haven't.
How about this? For all our Katy Pats out there, subscribe to our Patreon page, and you can get all our special bonus features like Commercial Corner, the Movie Night podcast, and some other surprises coming along the way. We haven't quite planned it out, but you'll allow Kat to take the Judy Blume teaches writing, because, she'll use that with all of our Patreon donations, right?
Yes. Sorry, I got distracted. Dream Man just posted a really hot picture of himself shirtless, so...
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're going to stop the podcast. We're all going to log on to Twitter.
Oh, it's on Instagram.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Kat.
I just sent it to you, because you care.
I'm going to log on to IG. We're going to look at his abs. We're going to look at Dream Man's abs. Hold on.
Whew.
You sent it to me on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I sent it to you on Instagram. Whew.
Oh, wow. Holy shit, he's wearing a mask. He's holding a sword, like a knife blade typey thing.
It's hot.
Ooh.
Alright.
Yeah, check out Dream Man. I like his walls. He's got nice walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Dream Man's walls. Who knew? Who knew that Dream Man had, nice architecture in his house?
It's hot.
All right.
It's hot. I need to close Instagram now because I'm going to be distracted for, the rest of the day if I don't.
It's just going to be me doing a solo podcast.
He has an 8-pack.
Oh, shit. You counted him? Oh, yeah, he does. Oh, shit. Damn.
Yeah.
You know what? He's in quarantine. He's got nothing but time. He's just over there doing crunches. Just doing fucking stomach crunches.
Okay.
Working his obliques.
Okay, sorry. I'm better now. I promise.
We haven't talked about Dream Man in a while, so you know what? We have to throw that
No,
out
we
there.
haven't.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. We haven't bleeped out his name when I accidentally say it out loud. Tom Hanks. Oh. Yeah, Tom Hanks has abs. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You know what? He had the corona. He was in where was he? New Zealand or something? Australia.
He's in Australia.
Working on a movie with Rita Wilson, his wife Rita Wilson. Can I point something out real weird about Tom Hanks?
Okay.
And I didn't notice this until I kind of noticed this before, but I really started noticing this when him and Rita Wilson was in quarantine for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
He refers to his wife as Rita Wilson every time he mentions her. He just says her full name, Rita Wilson. I don't know. It's weird. It's awkward.
Oh, wow.
It's like, hey, you remember my wife, Rita Wilson? Well, does she do anything? Does Rita Wilson do anything anymore? What does she do all day?
She shows up in stuff once in a while. I feel like she was never a huge name, really.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Do you think she's bitter? Do you think Rita Wilson is bitter at all this?
No, I don't think she's bitter, but
Do you think Tom Hanks impregnated her and she was like, oh my god, yes, I got a Tom Hanks son. I'm gonna have the next Colin Hanks, and it turns out to be Chet. Turns out to be Chet Hanks.
But then she had another son, Truman Hanks.
Ooh, I need to know more about Truman Hanks. How old is he?
Hold on. Let's see. He was born in 1995.
Oh, he's a young guy then.
He's 24.
Was he working on college degree or something?
I just see pictures of him. It's not like he has an IMDb page. Oh, Oprah Magazine has an article about the kids.
Ooh, yeah.
Hold on.
I'm ready.
There's Colin and his daughter. Colin's 42.
Yeah, he's older than us. I always knew that. He's not a young chicken.
It just throws me off. I do love Colin Hanks in Jumanji.
I love Colin Hanks in everything pretty much he's ever been in. Can you name something that Colin Hanks was in that you did not like?
No, I cannot.
It's just...
Ooh, Life in Pieces. Life in Pieces. I hate that show.
I've never seen it, but...
On CBS.
You know what? If I had known it was out, I probably would have watched it.
Then there's Elizabeth Hanks. She's 37.
Do you think she goes by Liz? Liz Hanks? Elizabeth Hanks just sounds like a mouthful.
And of course, then there's Chet.
Shout out to Chet, friend of the show. Chet Hanks. He's gonna record the theme song for us in the future because our original theme song, Rappers, dropped out of the project of the PJ.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Sherman, he keeps a lower profile than the other siblings. He does have IMDb credits. He was a PA on the movie The Cloverfield Paradox and the 2019 Charlie's Angels remake.
Alright, the Cloverfield Paradox, that was that weird, like, straight to Netflix one that was probably like another movie and they just threw the Cloverfield name onto it? Is that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Bad movie. Alright, I remember it came out like right after the Super Bowl and I was excited. There was like streaming at midnight, the Cloverfield Paradox, and like I stayed up all night watching it and it was fucking garbage. You know what? I've heard good things about the 2019 Charlie's Angels, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The original source material's not like the greatest, so I mean
True.
It's probably like a lateral move.
I mean, it's just my thing with it is Kristen Stewart. I just can't with her.
You're not a K-Stewer? You're not a K-Stew fan?
No.
I didn't even know she was in it. Who else is in it? Who's the Angels?
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. Rita Wilson works a lot, just not in a lot of big name things.
Oh, really? Like, what's her last credit?
You know?
What's her last IMDb credit?
The most recent one is something called Love Is Love for 2020, as someone named Mary Kay in a segment called Late Lunch.
Ooh.
Before that is what looks to be a movie called A Simple Wedding as Maggie Baker.
So she's doing like indie projects, she's doing like pet projects.
Yeah, she's doing like smaller things.
She got money, she don't need the fucking cash flow. She just wants to have a good time, she just wants to do like Ladies Who Lunch or whatever the fuck you just said a minute ago. Like,
yeah.
Play Mary Kay, an episode of Ladies Who Lunch. And she just does she does day work, then she goes home. Maybe she has like, a glass of Pinot, Zooms her friends. She does a Zoom with her friends and sits in the bath and, I don't know, reads her Kindle. Her hubby Tom is the one who's doing all the hard work. He's doing all like the big ass movies, getting the money. He's played Sullenberger.
Yeah, let's see, who has he played? Okay. He's been playing Sully. He played Captain Phillips.
Mr. Rogers.
Walt Disney. He's playing the Colonel.
Yeah, he's just on a fucking roll, man. Like, he's just like, you know what? It all started with me dressing up like a lady with Peter Scolari. It was a fun time. I got to hang out with Holland Taylor. But you know what? I just want to play important people in the world that made an impact on the world. So good for him. So who knows who he'll play next? Maybe he'll play fucking Bernie Sanders next. Who knows?
No.
He's like a chameleon because like as soon as you hear that Tom Hanks is gonna like play this person, you're like, no, I don't see it. And then he like comes out like you see like the screen test and you're like, whoa, like what? Like if you told me like 5 years ago when I was watching the Sully Sullenberger movie that he's gonna play fucking Mr. Rogers, I would be like, nah, I don't know. Like maybe I'll see it. And then he comes out. He's wearing the fucking cardigan. He's taking it off, asking you, won't you be my neighbor? And I'm like, whoa, like,
yeah,
it's great. I love it. Shout out to Tom Hanks, friend of the show, friend of the podcast.
We love you, Tom.
We're also Chet Hanks' godparents. Little did you guys know. All right, what are we doing today, girl? What are we doing for the Hot Pod? We're going back in time. It's Disney Plus month. I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
No, it's like, it just happens that we did 2 Disney Plus things in a row. We're going back to like when we're 10 years old.
Yep.
We're in the 4th grade and we're getting home from school. We're grabbing some potato chips and we're popping on Disney Afternoon.
Yo, yeah, girl.
We're going to watch those 4 cartoons, but today we are focusing on one. We're focusing on the one, the only Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, girl. And I'm going to throw this out there. Like, I love DuckTales. I love Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. But I fucking loved Darkwing Duck. I legit, I made a Darkwing Duck costume. I just kind of like flapped around my neighborhood, just pretending to be fucking Drake Mallard in costume. I was part of this world. I had the video game. It was a great video game. This is a great show. And you had a lot of thoughts on it, though.
I, as a child, remember loving the show.
Okay.
But as I was watching this now, I was like, what the hell is this?
It's really weird. So, a lot of the we're going to kind of go back in time. We're going to do like a Disney Afternoon corner right now. So Disney Afternoon kind of like kicked off. It was like, what was it? DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. Those were like the two big ones, right?
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah, and then you get like Tailspin and
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of them were based on previously established characters. So, you had DuckTales had Scrooge, he would do in Louie.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of like intermixed all these hot new characters. And then like same thing with like Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. You had Chip 'n Dale, and they threw in these new characters. Tailspin had Baloo the Bear, and then just like threw in a bunch of new people. Goof Troop had Goofy, and then they just created a whole universe around it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all based on classic Disney characters, like from the Disney shorts.
Yeah.
But then you get Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck comes into fruition. I mean, I guess Launchpad McQuack's in it, but he's not really like an OG Disney character. He's kind of like a newly sprung into the world type thing.
Yeah.
And it's loosely just kind of a comic book-esque type thing. Darkwing Duck is loosely based on like maybe like The Shadow is which I've read. He kind of has some like elements of Batman. Just a lot of those old like golden age era of comic books.
Radio show, old school comic, pulp fiction kind of era.
And you get these over-the-top villains. You get these wild over-the-top villains. And it's presented in a comedic fashion. So, like, in a lot of these things, like, it's like, oh, like, Batman's very competent in his work. The Flash, like, Golden Age Flash is very competent in his work. The Shadow's competent, but Darkwing Duck, he's a hot mess. Like, legit hot mess.
Yeah.
He's just... It's like a child just throws on a costume and just tries to save the day, and he just fumbles into a happy ending is basically what happened. That's every episode, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of like Inspector Gadget.
Honestly, okay, so funny you mentioned that is that I was watching this and I was like, I could have sworn that the two kids were more involved and more competent.
Then.
Like, maybe it's just the episode we watched, but yeah.
No, every episode kind of plays out like that. So, like, Darkwing Duck is obviously, like, the main hero. Mm-hmm. And then you got Goslin, who's his daughter, I think. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And
his daughter. I was confused too. I was like, what is happening?
Goslin's not quite like Penny. Like, Penny usually is like part of this, like, she's like trying to solve the crime. Mm-hmm. Goslin's just kind of like there, and she just kind of like stumbles into these situations and just ends up like saving the day.
Okay.
And then that like weird like nerdy kid, not important. I don't know. He annoyed me for some reason. And then you just got like Launchpad McQuack, who he doesn't seem as incompetent as his DuckTales counterpart. He seems like a little bit more put together.
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe he like matured between DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. But I did read an interview with the original creator of Darkwing Duck, and he says although like he used characters from both shows, he believes that they like exist on like different universes.
Yeah, but I think the new DuckTales is like, no dude, it's all one universe.
It's all one universe. I mean, I always like assumed it was the same universe. I'm like not gonna lie. Unless it's like,
yeah, I think,
I don't know. I mean, it could be like that like DC Comics, Marvel Comics, where they have like the like different like infinite worlds, and they just kind of, it's like the next universe over, and they can kind of like hop in betwixt kind of thing.
Yeah, like one universe gets this superhero and the other one gets that one, or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, like in one world's Caitlin Snow on the Flash is just like a a friendly scientist, but then like the other universe she's the supervillain Killer Frost. Mm-hmm. I love it. I dig it. I stand. All right. I have a question for you. All right, so we kind of brought up Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
His secret identity, Drake Mallard, has a daughter, Goslin. Maybe I don't know. But Launchpad McQuack lives in the same house with him. Do you think that Launchpad and Drake are just kind of like a secret couple?
I was kind of thinking of Launchpad as like the Joey Gladstone figure.
Oh, he's just like the bumbling friend.
The bumbling friend who is like helpful enough that you keep him around.
Drake's wife died. Drake's wife passed away tragically.
Okay, so I don't think he was ever actually married. I think he adopted Goslin.
Oh.
I don't understand the backstory because I didn't look it up, and it's been close to 30 years since I watched this, let's be real.
I mean, me too.
Like, I was like, this is not the show I remember. Like, the whole time I was watching it.
All right, so you think like, Drake Mallard was like getting a little bit older. He was like out of his 20s into his like early 30s. He's like, shit, you know what? I'm not a fucking spring chicken anymore. You know what? I've always wanted a child. I'm just gonna go down to the local like egg orphanage and just grab a hatchling and just call it my own. Like, you think that's the kind of scenario? Or, like,
I think it might be more of a Punky Brewster type thing.
Like, she got separated from like the nest. Maybe she like the egg fell like rolled out of the nest and like rolled down the street, and Jake Mallard found her and just took her in because, I don't know, he couldn't locate the OG mom, you think? You think that's a sitch?
Maybe.
And then it's just like, I don't know, a couple days into fatherhood, and Drake's like, I'm way over my head. I've been way over my head. And he called up his good old pal, Launchpad.
His old, like, college buddy. Hey, Launchpad, I need some help. By the way, I'm also a vigilante, so hey.
You know what? Launchpad kind of looks like Joey Gladstone in a way. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm like placing the two, like if we just took Dave Coulier and just drew like a beak on him and put like one of those like Amelia Earhart like pilot caps on him, you got fucking Launchpad McQuack.
Yep.
You do. All right, I love it. You know what? Do we have our podcast artist out there? I know my gal pal Heather's doing like drink and draws or whatever right now. Can you drink and draw Joey Gladstone as Launchpad McQuack?
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag drink and draw. All right, so we're going to go into this thinking that you didn't really enjoy this episode? Is that what or do you think we picked like the wrong episode?
Okay, so like the first time I watched it, I sort of like spaced out and like forgot it was on.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of just was like, oops.
It's my fault. You know what? I picked this episode Dirtysomething just because I thought it sounded funny because it kind of reminded me of 30-something and it had the word dirty in it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, I guess, it ties into the villain of the story, who is a woman named Fowl.
Yeah.
Fowl.
And it ties into the subplot for Goslin.
All right. So you want to get into the episode? Want to get into the hot episode, Dirtysomething?
Yeah.
Just go through the beats.
Yeah, let's get into the hot episode.
All right. So the episode opens up. We're at home, right? We start off at home, and Goslin's cleaning. Like, she's supposed to clean her room.
She wants a new video game, and Drake told her if she cleaned her room, she could get any toy she wanted, and he didn't think she was going to clean her room because she is a hot mess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Much like I was when I was a child.
Instead of cleaning her room, she decides to, like, she puts up, like, a canvas, like, around her room and just, like, paints a clean room.
Yeah, like...
Drake comes in, he's like, oh, wow, Goslin, I'm so proud of you.
That had to have taken more work. That had to have taken more work than actually cleaning the room.
I used to, like, think about, like, stuff like that when I was little. Like, I'd be like, oh, like, I wish I could just, like, take a picture of, like, my bedroom when it was clean and then, like, make a giant poster out of it so, like, my mom would, like, walk by real quick. She, like, I'm guessing, like, if she came in the room, it would look real. Mm-hmm. Like, she would realize it was just a poster, but if she just, like, walked by and she saw it was clean, like, everything would be great. Like, I, like, have, like, gone over the logistics of this, like, for years as a child. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, oh, shit, like, I wish I could take, like, a Polaroid and make the Polaroid bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something you could do today, like, with today's technology, but in, like, 1990, it wasn't possible. Like, today, I feel like I could just print out a bunch of pieces of paper together.
I mean, yeah, I think we...
Should we have a challenge? Should we do, like, the fake clean room challenge?
Oh, my God. I mean, we have nothing but time.
I know. We're in a new world. We're in a hot, brave new world where... I don't know. I guess we could do a fake clean room challenge. Just take a picture of your room when it's clean, print out a bunch of pieces of paper, make like a poster, and then have someone walk by the room and they're going to tell you if it's clean or not.
Oh my God.
Let's do it. Somebody's going to, you know what?
Oh my God. That would be wild.
Someone out there on our as one of our followers has probably the technology to do it. Ryan, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Well, you know, to be fair, I totally had my boyfriend thinking that Studio 54 picture was real last night for a hot minute.
Oh, yeah. All right. Call back to our famous Studio 54 picture. It's what? It's Donald Trump, Jackie O, a unicorn, Bubbles, all in Studio 54 on one night only, right? Like one hot night?
Yeah. And it's like a Lisa Frank unicorn. They're like standing on top of people trying to get into Studio 54.
Last week I watched like a hot Studio 54 documentary on Netflix.
I didn't remember I remember my boyfriend and I were watching that it even came up. We were watching The Deadliest Decade, the 1990s or something on Hulu. We were watching the episode about the club kids. He's like, oh, it's like Studio 54. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, this one night Donald Trump was there with Jackie Onassis and Bubbles the Chimp. And he goes, really? I was like, yeah, I have a picture. Let me show you. And he looked at the picture. He's like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, see, she's riding a unicorn.
It's funny. It's funny because, like, Bubbles the Chimp didn't even come around till, like, the mid-'80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, Studio 54 would have already been done by then.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Studio 54 documentary on Netflix?
I think I have.
It's great. You know, like, I never really, like, knew the full, like, Studio 54 story, but now I do. And I'm, like, obsessed with this world. Like, I just want to, like, go back in time and just, like, experience it for some reason. I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah, no, because I'm the one who told you to watch it.
I think you did.
Dude, we've had this conversation about wanting to go back in time before. That's why this picture exists.
Well, I forgot.
It's, like, in an episode of the podcast. Like, I don't know. I can't remember what episode, but...
I don't remember. All I know is, after I watched Tiger King on Netflix, I needed, like, a palate cleanser. I just needed a palate cleanser. And I saw that there was a Studio 54 documentary on Netflix. It was, like, 2.5 hours long. And I was like, all right, this is the perfect palate cleanser. It's just going to, like, absolve me of all my sins. And it did.
Yeah.
It just kind of, like, reset me. It course-corrected me. It put me back on, like, the righteous path. All right, Darkwing Duck. Gosling painted the room.
Yes.
Drake comes in. He, like, leans up against the wall. He thought he was going to sit on
the bed.
Gosling's bed, but it was really just like it was just a painting of the bed. And he, like, smudges the paint, and he gets pissed. He, like, pulls the canvas down. It's just a messy room. She has, like, the typical childhood, like, messy room where there's just, like, piles of stuff, like, heaps of stuff. I don't even know, like, how she amassed all this.
But there's just stuff everywhere. Like, chairs are, like, tipping over. It is beyond a hot mess.
Drake, like, shuts her off. He's like, all right, that's it. You're not getting, like, Mutant Masters or whatever the fucking video game is. And she's pissed. And he's like, you're going to have to pay for this on your own if you really want that game. And I don't know, she goes on this, like, weird subplot where she gets, like, really into recycling. And she basically just starts, like, recycling everything in the house. In the Mallard house. Including, like, all of his, Darkwing Duck stuff.
Like, any piece of metal or, like, she's recycling stuff I don't even think you could recycle in 1991, you know?
Yeah, like TV tubes. Like, she, like, recycles the TV.
Yeah.
Like she just, like, she doesn't just, like, take the TV down to the recycling plant. She just takes, like, the innards out of the TV and brings it down.
It's weird and wild.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we have this lady. She kind of looks like Rosie from the Jetsons, but, like, in duck form. She has, like, a vacuum attached to her. Danny Tanner-esque in a way. She's, like, super obsessed with cleaning.
Yeah.
And she has like a little it's kind of like a little iPod, and her iPod rings. And it's like those weird shadow guys, the weird shadow ducks, who are like
yeah.
They're kind of like the head villain, I guess, of Saint Canard, which is like the name of the town.
Yeah, they're the heads of the villain organization. Foul.
Yeah, they just kind of like recruit all these like mid-level villains.
Yeah.
These guys, they're gonna team her up with another villain, and the two of them are gonna like piece together some like contraption, which I guess is gonna like destroy the city or something. I really don't get the that whole plot. Like, there's like a code name for it.
I don't get it either. Okay, so the villain in question is Ammonia Pine.
The other one is Ample Pine, right? No, is it Ample Pine or is it like Ample Gunk? Or it's weird. I can't remember the name.
I don't remember. I'm gonna be completely honest.
They try out to be two sisters. One is a neat freak. The other one is just like covered in grime. She kind of reminded me of the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Me too! I totally got that vibe.
It was great. So the two of them, they clash. Like, they don't get along. Like, one's always clean, the other one's always making things dirty, and they have to team up to, I don't know, like, I guess steal all these parts around the city to make this weird contraption.
Yeah.
I don't know. They rob a bank or something. They rob a jewelry store. They steal a diamond, because I guess the diamond is, like, the main component of this, like, device they're trying to put together.
Isn't it always?
Huge, giant diamond.
It's like the one that's as big as their head or something that, you know, somebody would miss.
The Hope diamond.
It could never be, like, just a little diamond that you could pick up at Zales or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I always think, why do this? Like, Do diamond makers, like the people, do they just like go out and just make a giant diamond like in that diamond shape? Like, is that a real thing? Or is that just a TV thing?
I think it's just like a T. Like, I don't know.
Because a tiny ass, like a diamond ring, like a real fucking small, like engagement ring, is expensive as fuck. It's expensive AF.
Yeah.
And it's like a barely like visible to the eye size diamond. I could not imagine like how much a giant ass diamond would be worth.
Yeah, I can't either.
It drives me wild. I don't know. But you know what? It works. It works for the sake of the continuity of this cartoon. It's great. I love it. So they steal the diamond. They start stealing some other things. Darkwing Duck and Launchpad, they go out and try to like stop the two sisters. You know, Darkwing Duck gets to like the crime scene and he realizes like he's about to pull out like his gun and like his little like ray gun's not there, and he's like, oh god, he has like a note and it says like, one recycled ray gun, signed Goslin. So like Goslin's recycling everything.
She's just like taking everything she can get her hands on. Like, how is any of this stuff recyclable? I don't understand it. Do Meryl Streep and Kevin Costner need to have a talk with this girl?
They might. I mean, I guess it's 1990, 1991-ish. Mm-hmm. It's this brave new world of recycling. People didn't quite understand it. People just thought you could recycle anything. People just throwing away everything they own. Like, oh, I can recycle this. You know, I saw fucking Meryl Streep and Kevin Costner on the boob tube the other day. Mm-hmm. They were super into recycling, so I'm just going to start recycling everything. Call back to the Earth Day special. Yeah. Episode like 75 or something. I don't remember what episode number it is for us.
I don't even know. It's just...
Go back in time.
It's a wild world, and I will forever ship Kevin and Meryl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Those two, they definitely fucked hardcore after that. After the director said, cut!
Okay, so... You know, Darkwing is trying to, like, do his thing, and every time he tries to do something, he finds that, everything he needs is being recycled by Goslin. Like, they need to, like, leave the lair, and she takes the engine out of their plane.
Alright.
She leaves the plane, but takes the engine. So, like, these criminals keep, like, getting away with stuff right now because Darkwing can't stop them because he and Launchpad have to take the bus.
Oh yeah, they go on the bus. They're on the fucking bus with like the public, and it's a packed ass bus. There's like a bunch of people on there, and they're like, the bus is like driving down the street, and they drive by the two sisters who are, I don't know, committing a crime. So like Darkwing Duck pulls the little like rope, pulls the little rope to like stop the bus. The bus like immediately breaks, like that ever fucking happens. Everyone like flies forward. They're all pissed at Darkwing. Everyone on the bus is like pissed because, you know, people got stuff with them, and they're all like, now they're all cramped up and stuff. So they're all mad at Darkwing Duck. They're calling him like a buffoon. He's mad, so he gets off. He's had a bad day. These two sisters have gotten away already once. And they basically get away again.
And again, like, he tries to, like, reach for something, and he can't find it because Goslin took it. Like, everything he needs, this child has taken.
You don't have it.
And she gets, like, what, $2 for, like, all of it?
Yeah, she didn't have enough to buy the video game.
Like, nowhere near enough. It's, like, and they're so proud of how much money they get. Her and the little, like, buddy chickadee type dude, whoever he is, whatever his name is, I don't remember, but they're so proud of themselves.
That little like nerdy duck with like the big head.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of he's like the Jonathan Lipnicki of ducks.
Yes. Yes, 100% that.
Like, do you know the human brain weighs 8 pounds? Whatever he says.
Exactly.
I love it. You know what? If we go back in time and we have to do a live action Darkwing Duck, like 5-year-old Jonathan Lipnicki as the role of this like nerdy Goslin friend.
Nerdy little guy.
Ryan Gosling. They somehow like all end up at, I guess, at like the junkyard.
Yeah.
Is where the two sisters like need to put together this contraption, which it still doesn't make sense to me, like what the contraption does, but they have to put it together for whatever reason.
Yeah, they have to like put it together and then
they start like assembling it.
It's wild.
DW and Launchpad end up there. I guess, so DW and Launchpad go there to, like, try to stop them, but at, like, the same time, Goslin and Jonathan Lipnicki Duck, Jonathan Lip Ducky, They go down there to, like, recycle, like, more things.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they got a whole fucking, like, wheelbarrow of stuff.
Well, yeah, they just, like, took everything out of that damn house they could. Even, like, there's a reason they only got, like, $2 because they brought a bunch of stuff that wasn't recyclable. They're not bringing, like, their pop cans. They're bringing, like, just random crap from the house.
Oh, hold on. There is one scene where Gosling decides that she's gonna drink, like, 80 sodas. And she's filled the carbonated bubbles. So her and Jonathan Lip Ducky start floating. I forgot about that scene.
Oh, right. And Launchpad's like, that he doesn't tell Darkwing about it. He just, like, watches them float by.
Yeah, they drink, like, there's a mountain of soda cans in the bedroom because they want to just, like, sell it all to get that 5 cents a piece. Mm-hmm. That's probably, like, $2 right there. And the two of them are just, like, they're bloated.
Yeah, that's where she got the $2 was the pop can.
And they were, like, floating by the window. Launchpad sees them, and he, like, pops them, so they, like, go back down to the ground. But you know what? I've totally been there. Not gonna lie. So we're basically at the end now. We're at, like, the thrilling conclusion.
Yeah.
So how does this end? Because I feel like we just need to get through this. Cause...
Okay, so they're in the junkyard because, of course, and Darkwing starts to see, like, little bits and pieces of his different gadgets and gizmos and transportation. And he starts to, like, try and piece them together to create something that he can use to fight these two women.
Yes, girl.
With the help of Gosling and Launchpad and Lip Ducky or whatever.
Yeah, so, they piece out, like, Darkwing realizes, he's like, you know what? I don't need my gadgets in one form. I can put them all together and make one gigantic gadget. Mm-hmm. He defeats, like, the Foul sisters. I don't know what the fucking names are. He defeats the sisters. They failed their mission.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gosling apologizes for, like, her shittiness. They go home, and now Darkwing as Drake Ballard is like, hey, you know what? For being a good sport today, I decided to buy you, like, that video game you wanted. And she's all excited, and then she goes to play it on the TV, but guess what? It's only, like, the frame of the TV. It's only, like...
No TV!
It's only, like... It's, like, the wooden part of the TV. It's, like, that old, like, 1960s TV set.
Yes, one of those, like, old piece of furniture TVs.
And there's no inside to it. There's no inside, so she can't play the game, and they all laugh, and, I don't know, she learned her lesson, I guess. Don't recycle is the lesson. I don't know what the lesson is. Who knows? Anyway,
don't recycle random crap to the house that's not recyclable.
Drake pulls out, like, a note inside the TV. It says, like, one recycled TV tube. And, like, she put, like, the dollar worth about underneath it. It was, like, $6 or something. Yeah. And I was like, hey, fuck you, Gosling. Fuck you.
It's like nothing. It's not.
You ruined your chance.
Yeah.
You ruined it. And like, they all laugh. They all laugh like it's the end of a like Full House episode. And scene, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Done, and then we get, like, the end credits.
Like, I feel like we didn't learn anything, though. Like, there's just, it's just a lot of, like, shit, like, strewn together.
I feel as though both times that I watched this, it was very easy to get distracted and be like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, well, I mean...
You know?
The show is clearly, obviously, aimed for, like, a young demographic, and it's not one of those shows that really tried to create, you know, like, an adult level of viewing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, last week we watched Lizzie McGuire, and there's, like, the two levels. It's like, oh, this is, like, the 11-year-old, like, viewing level, and then you have, like, the parent viewing level demographic.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck lacked all of that.
You know what? I'll give us 25 years. We haven't watched this in, like, 25 years. Because that's closer to what it is. With, like, the reruns on Toon Disney and stuff.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I didn't watch the reruns. I only watched this, like, in its original run, which the original run ended in 1992.
Yeah.
And then I was out. Like, I checked out at that point. I was, like, too old. I moved on with my life. But you know what, though? Like, I don't know. Like, Did we just pick a bad episode? Is there better episodes of the show? Like, we don't know.
Like, here's the thing. I cannot think of, like, a classic Darkwing Duck episode.
The first episode...
Like, there's not a situation that's coming to my mind.
The first episode's really great. It's, like, one of those, like, two-parters. That one just, like, stands out in my mind for some reason.
Oh, fine.
I really remember that one. But I want to throw this out there. As a child, I loved the Darkwing Duck Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I loved the DuckTales Nintendo game. I love the Rescue Rangers video game. Like, all the Disney video games were fucking mind-blowing to me. I've recently rewatched episodes of DuckTales, and DuckTales episodes are far superior to this. I'm just gonna throw that out there, so...
Like, I can remember stuff from DuckTales.
It holds up. I haven't seen Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers in a while, or any of the other ones, but...
I've watched a couple...
And even the new DuckTales, like the 2017 DuckTales,
yeah,
they're good. They're good, and it's I think it's written on two levels. It's written for like small children, and then you get it for adults. Like an adult can sit down and enjoy this and watch it with a child. Just go, all right, I don't want to fucking kill myself watching this.
Which, trust me, is how you can feel during a lot of children's programming.
Like, I feel like maybe we just picked like a shitty episode.
Oh.
You know what? If any of our Darkwing Duck stands out there. And if our Darkwing Duck stands, if you feel as if there's a better episode of Darkwing Duck that we should have done, tweet us at Fairy Podcast, tell us that episode, and maybe we'll go back and we'll do like a special like second opinion episode on Patreon.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a new Patreon series, Second Opinions.
Yeah, because the best thing about this episode for me was the theme song.
Oh, yeah. And hold on. We have to talk about the theme song for a minute.
Yeah. Like, the theme song is lit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there, like, I have my eyes closed this morning, and I am singing along word for fucking word.
Can we talk about, real quickly, so, like, a few years ago, when I was editing our podcast, I noticed that you said, let's be real a lot. You always say, let's be real. You got mad at me. You got mad and you said, I'm going to change my tagline. I'm going to start saying, let's get dangerous. Let's get dangerous is Darkwing Duck's catchphrase. Or one of them, anyway.
I know that. That's why I said it, you dork.
I never connected the two until last night when I watched...
Darkwing Duck.
Until I watched Darkwing Duck. And I heard the theme song. And he said, let's get dangerous. And I was like...
That is awesome.
I love it. So, you know what? You need to start saying, let's get dangerous.
That is amazing.
You need to start saying, let's get dangerous instead of let's be real. Let's be real. You need to start doing that.
I don't think I even say let's be real that often anymore.
It comes up. It comes up. And you know what? It started...
Like, if you ask my coworkers what phrase I use the most, it would probably be, okay, kiddo.
All right.
Like, I say kiddo a lot at work.
Ooh, you know what? I want to hear you say kiddo on the pod. You should start saying kiddo on the pod.
Okay.
You ready for an important question? You ready for a hot question?
Maybe if I can hear you, because you keep freezing on me. Like you're frozen. Frozen.
Alright.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Alright, you ready for a hot question? You ready for a hot question to end the night?
I'm ready.
On a scale of 1 out of 5 painted bedrooms. How many painted bedrooms would you give this episode?
2.
A 2? Alright, a respectable 2?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to give it a 2. I feel like we probably could have done a better episode, but I liked the title because it was called Dirtysomething.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. Sorry to our Katie Pats out there who are expecting a lit episode of Darkwing Duck. You didn't get it this week. Maybe next week.
It is what it is.
I don't know. I feel like there could be better episodes of Darkwing Duck. As I said, if any of our Katie Pats out there, if you know of a better episode of Darkwing Duck, tweet us at Fairy Podcast. Reach out to us in any way you know how, and just tell us which episode you think is better, and maybe we'll dip into it. You know what? We'll dip our toes into that hot world, and we'll get dangerous. We'll get dangerous.
Yeah.
We're always willing to get dangerous. Am I right?
Yes. Let's get dangerous. Not believe you never...
Always up for danger.
You did not connect that until just last night.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have not thought about Darkwing Duck since, 1992. It's not like I should have.
So one day you're gonna realize I dropped, random Ghost Rider, things in, all kinds of stuff.
Ghost Rider, what a trip.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, we're going back into sitcoms next week. That's all I gotta say. You know what? We just did 2 Disney Plus things. It's not Disney Plus month, despite what I said at the top of the hour. Next week, we're going back in time. We're going back to the 80s. We're going back to a world where, girls just live on their own, kind of, with a dead mother.
Yes.
And it's one of my like top 10 favorite sitcoms of all time. We're going back to this world. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. We've only done it once before, right? We've only done one episode?
Yeah, we've done one episode of the show in the past. We did the one Natalie set them up with the horror movie thing.
I thought we did a shoplifting episode. Am I off kilter?
No, we didn't do the shoplifting episode.
Oh, we did?
Maybe we did 2 episodes.
Maybe. I feel like we did a shoplifting episode. I really feel like we did a shoplifting episode.
You just really want to do shoplifting episodes. Maybe you should do that on the side.
You know what? I should just do like a shoplifting series, and I just do the shoplifting episodes of TV shows, because I fucking love it. So next week, in case you don't know who Natalie is, Oh,
we did do the shoplifting episode. Never mind.
Yeah, I fucking told you. You said like...
I thought we did a Halloween episode.
No, girl, no. Maybe we like had it on our radar, but we didn't. We ran out of time. We ran out of weeks in October. We thought there was more weeks. Well, sometimes we get like extrally, like overly ambitious.
And then we have like 10 Halloween episodes.
Yeah, like 1 year we did like 1 million Halloween episodes, and like the following year we tried to do it again, and we like... You and I were both busy, so we ended up doing like 3.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it was on our radar, but we're going to Eastland. It's Eastland, right? That's the name of the school?
Yeah, Eastland.
Hanging with our favorite gal pals.
Well, we're going to Peekskill. The girls went to Eastland. At this point, they are all done with Eastland.
Yep, they're older, right? They're a little bit older. They decided to stay in town because, the show is still profitable.
Yeah.
So, they can't disband.
Not yet, but close. We're close to this disbandment.
They turn their school into a novelty, gift shop. Like, what are we at this point?
No. Oh my god, you really don't know how this went down, do you?
It's been a while.
Okay, so, first they lived at the school in a dormitory, and then the next year we culled down to 4 girls, and they lived with Mrs. Garrett at the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Garrett moved off campus and opened her own shop, and the girls lived with Mrs. Garrett there. They still lived with Mrs. Garrett even after that shop closed, and they all opened a new novelty gag shop until the series ended.
That's what I just said. Or is that the way later years is the novelty gag shop?
That's the way later years.
Okay. And then
at some point George Clooney shows up and then he disappears and Mrs. Garrett leaves and Cloris Leachman shows up.
And then Joe becomes the the principal of the school or something, right? I can't remember.
No. You're wrong. Again.
She becomes something. She's part of the school though, right?
No, you're thinking Blair. You're getting Joe and Blair confused.
I'm sorry. Blair? Blair's the principal? What? Girl, what?
She buys the school or something, the girls' school, to keep it open.
With daddy's money, because they're gonna shut down the school.
Yeah.
Save the max kind of situation.
Well, because they were gonna try...
They have a bake sale.
They were gonna try to do another season with a whole new group of girls and guys.
Didn't work out.
I want to believe that Seth Green was one of the guys.
Oh, they're going to be a co-ed school? Co-ed facts of life? Oh, yeah. Imagine boys and girls living together under one roof. Ooh, shit. Could you imagine? Could you imagine all the teen pregnancy episodes? Very special teen pregnancy episodes?
But, that is not the episode we're doing. We are doing an episode a few ones before that.
Yeah, before Seth Green impregnates... another student. We're gonna do the episode where our gal pal Nancy McKeon, Joe Polnichuk, gets engaged. Yeah, someone gets down on their knees and proposes to Joe.
It's not even the one where she gets engaged. It's the one where she gets engaged and married.
Oh yeah, it's it's that Golden Girls situation where you have a proposal, a marriage, and a separation all in one episode. You know what?
Yeah, pretty much.
We didn't believe in story arcs back then. You just 30-minute episodes. You one and done.
It's wild.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen this episode, so I don't know. Does Joe get married? I forget. I don't remember.
She does. I watched it the other night.
I don't know. We'll get into it next week. All right. So, where can you follow us, Scott Hall said the author? Where can you follow our wild ass adventures? And they are WAAs, Wild Ass Adventures. For sure.
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook at A Very Special Podcast. You have obviously found us somehow, so click the subscribe button. Be it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Podcast Addict, whatever. Support us on Patreon if you are so inclined. We are very special podcast there. And I think that's it.
And as always, girl.
Am I forgetting something?
No, I think you got them all. I think you hit all the hot notes. All the hot notes. And as always, girl, as always,
bye!
Watch the ground for Launchpad McQuack, because he's surely not in the sky. Because he's always crashing.
Wow, dude. Wow.